and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca and it is time to kit up my Christmas project. So excited for this. So I'm going to do a chart to art from Diamond Art Studio. This is going to be my off-camera Christmas project that I do while still doing the December Advent events, which is the 4 small paintings. So I'll be doing a whip and waffle per day, completing this throughout December, or completing all of these throughout December. So we've got a couple of round paintings, we've got a mystery, and we've got a chart canvas painting. I'm going to be doing all of those throughout December. So I do hope you join me for that, regardless of what paintings you're doing, whether you're doing the same as me or whether you're doing different. Do join me for my daily whip and waffles in December. But while those are going on, I like to have a project to work on in the off time. And doing one of Diamond Art Studio's chart to art actually works out perfect for me, because I don't do these during a whip and waffle, etc. So as not to spoil any surprises. They do have a Facebook group where you can share progress pictures in the comments with alerts that there's spoilers. So you can share them in there perfectly fine. But otherwise, spoilers aren't sort of done. When I dekit this, I will do the dekitting of my diamonds, and then after that, I will show you guys the completed painting, but there will be loads and loads of verbal warning before I show you what it looks like completed. But I will be actually completing it off camera. And December is the perfect time. December and potentially during June waffle are the 2 sort of ideal times. I have just finished Colour Cooker. So apart from my Heaven and Earth design and of course my Paint Gem Minis, which are standard, I don't have a whip on the go. This is going to become my whip. So we have 67 different colours in this one, which is going to be fun. So I do have a 70 bottle case. In fact, do I have 2? How many's in this one? I can't remember if this one is 70 or 60, because this is a newer one. 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, this is a 70. Okay, I'm going to do my pretty case then. My other case, while it's still nice, it's just black with a pink zip. This one's a bit more funky. So I'm going to use my 70 bottle case. I've got my diamonds. Where did I put my stickers? There they are, floating around underneath. I've not even added this one to my logbook yet, but that's all good. That's all good. So what I do want to do, we do have, I'm double checking, we do have DMC numbers on the packets. So I like to cut off these numbers on the side that give you the numbers of like how many diamonds there are in a set. I like to get rid of those because it's just another number to look at. And it's not a number I need. Whether that symbol is number 24 or whether it's number 62 doesn't matter to me while I'm doing the painting. It doesn't even matter to me when I'm done with the painting. You could potentially say it would help when kitting up the diamonds, but the DMC number's there. So I'm going to take that extra number out of the equation, because who needs extra? So I'm going to chop those off so that I can just use the others. And because we're on a 70 bottle case with 67, I am going to put the stickers straight onto the bottles. if I have any extras left over, sort of, you know, because the pack's too big for the bottles, I'm going to deal with that as I go along. I will have 3 spare bottles, so I can potentially use them, but we will see how it goes. And they are in DMC number order. So that's the order I'm going to put them on the bottles for now. I may rearrange some of them according to the symbols later. I might just see how I go doing them in this order, to be honest, because we've got numbers followed by letters are all here, and then it is just symbols. And if I want to rearrange some afterwards, you know, to club some arrows together or something else together. Well, in fact, actually, we do have the letter N is in a different place, so I'd probably switch those over. But if I want to club some of these symbols together later, I might just start doing it as I'm doing the charts, because you quite often find, or at least I've quite often found with diamond paintings, that there are the odd exception to the rule, but you often find that, like, for the purposes of shading and things, certain colours and certain symbols tend to be in roughly the same place. So if you think extreme wise, if you think you have a grass with some trees and with some sky, you may often find that there's a group of 4 or 5 different greens that are used for the grass, and then there could be a different 4 or 5 colour greens used for the trees, a selection of 4 browns used for the trunks, and then a selection of blues used for the sky. And as you're doing the chart and as things are sort of coming to life, you sort of start getting used to, oh, they're the greens that are grouped for the grass, and they're the greens that are grouped for the trees. And what I can do then, because these are all removable, is I can just shuffle them around according to what they go with on the paintings. So put all the greens for the trees in one place, and then maybe put the blues for the skies next, because they're close to each other. And I find I'm not hunting around my case anywhere near as much when I do that. I do want to pick a cover paper for this. I think I'm going to use my cover paper slightly differently on this one. But I'm going to have a look at that once I've got the diamonds in their pots. But I think it might be a matter of me possibly covering up the row, so day 1 to 5, and then maybe just having a piece that follows along, just to hide the borders. And then I can do the borders afterwards. Or I may just put a piece of cover paper that just sort of frames off the one that I'm working on. But I'll have a look at that in a mo. Let's get some diamonds in some pots. I've got all my charts all in there, ready to go. And I have got a reference both on the canvas and on this sheet of what all those numbers are that I've just cut off. So it's not like I can't get to them if I want to. So what do I need for kitting up? I want my mega tray with no lines, because we're not putting diamonds on a canvas. I also want my dryer sheet handy, and this is just in case I'm not sure what the static is like in this. And then I want my bin, tabletop bin. Let's get some diamonds out and ditch the packaging. And I think number 1 is over here. It is. So number 1 let's try it without the dryer sheet first. And I am going to keep them attached, and I'm just going to cut it off so it's open. Do we have static? Not really. Now, it might be different for different ones, for different colours. Oh, we had a little bit then, but not a huge amount. But so far, we're doing good at keeping them all in their pots. 310. Cut it off, and you can see I've got the tip of the last bag on here. So I'm keeping it in smaller pieces. It's got 2 stuck right on the end of the bag. There is a little bit of static in these diamonds. There's not a lot though. 3 is 317. Oh, there's more static in these. So, recent tip and trick from the trusty Zesties is tip your diamonds onto a dryer sheet. This is actually half a dryer sheet, but basically the crease that the dryer sheet already has is what I'm using. And then tip into your pot. And they all tip in really nicely, and what's quite good is they all end up touching that dryer sheet, which tends to get rid of any static along the way. And that actually took a very little amount of time, didn't it? Compared to picking up extra diamonds. So I've got them all out. Tip it up. Still working over my tray because I'm definitely prone to knocking things. And there they are, all in. All in, and less static when they're in the pot than the ones that I didn't do it with. So, because they're touching the dryer sheet, or pretty much all diamonds are touching the dryer sheets, it definitely gets rid of any little bit of static that you've got. What some people have told me they do, especially if they have a lot of static, is they will put them in the dryer sheet, but then they will also like give it a shuffle and a massage with their finger, probably using a bigger piece than I am. But so far, with the diamonds I've done this with, I found just letting them fall through that channel has been enough. So see how you feel with it, how you go, but it is a very worthy addition when kitting up a diamond painting. Even these diamonds that I could get them to go in the pot. But this is actually, I'd probably say, just as quick time-wise as me having to pick up the odd diamond that may fall into my tray. If I add those two things together, not including when I throw them across the table, but adding those two things together, it's probably taking just as much time. Because quite often it is all about time. Especially when you're kitting up a painting that has the likes of 67 different numbers. You can find after a while that, you know, you just want it done. As much as I absolutely love kitting up, I could cope if I only had to put 10 lots of diamonds into pots every time. I could be quite happy with that. And the rest to just, you know, magically be done. I enjoy the process. Doesn't mean I want the process to go on forever. Does that make sense? So I'd be more than happy to kit up 10 and go poof and the rest be done. And then I'd get to move on to setting up my canvas and, yeah, the next exciting step. followed by, of course, placing diamonds. And it means I might start this early because I can. Because why not? Right, 645. I am cross-checking the numbers against the packets as I go. They are all in order so far. But just so you know, I'm not ignoring that fact. I am double-checking the number on the pot against the number on the bag as I go along. Because I would rather be sure than make a mistake. Right, 6, 4, 6. Seem to be quite a few smaller amounts so far. I'm waiting to hit a colour that maybe goes into 2 bags or is very full in one, to see if we are going to need to use those extra pots. But for now we're doing all right. I have got a bag. The 900s are going to make me test the pot size compared to the bag size. So it'll be fun to see how that works. But for now we're doing good. 6, 4, 8. I keep going to put the pot in my tray. That's a habit I need to get out of. Excuse me. I am getting over the last part of this cold that a couple of my children very nicely gave me. And every now and then it flares up with a really, really tickly cough. So apologies, but I want to get this kitted up because I'm excited. Keep checking what time we're on as well, because I'm filming this in the week. And I don't want to be too late to get the mail sacks ready for the postie. Okay, 704. This is a fuller bag. Now, what I might do with this one is get a batch of it in, and then the bits that are sticking to the side a little bit later on tip into the dry sheet. I've not tested a full bag in this dryer sheet yet, because I say this one is trimmed down. So I haven't tested how it works with a full bag. But that's still all fit in one pot, which is good. A couple of smaller ones. A bit more static in there. We do also have a hitchhiker, which I think I'm actually going to take out now rather than later. I always have loads of extra diamonds with Diamond Art Studio, so I'm not fussed about trying to figure out where he should go. He probably belongs in 704, but I'm not messing about with that. 720. Oh, where was this when I was dealing with loads of static the other week? Because this way of kitting up is an absolute dream. So much nicer. Quite a few people have said since as well that they kit up this way, so it's nice to know that we can all still learn no matter how long we've been diamond painting for. And something that's actually simple and quick works really, really well. Because we've all can find ways to deal with static. I've been putting dryer sheets in baggies and shaking them all up and stuff. But this is by far one of the quickest ways so far. It doesn't feel like it's taking loads of time. Right, I need number 762 because because I ran out of that strip. Okay, we're starting on this strip. 762 is on here. So they are all kitted up in order. So they are in DMC number order. But I'd reached the end of a strip. So 779. Definitely more static in that one. They were all stuck to the side of the bag. Get out. And now let them all mess with the dry sheet and go all the way down. And I'm pretty sure I change my dryer sheet quite often when shaking it in the bag, just because the dryer sheet would get all sort of messed up and disshapen and make me think that it's, you know, not as effective as it could have been. It started looking like it does when it comes out the dryer. But I find this is definitely holding up its own for a lot longer. So maybe dryer sheets will last even longer with this method as well. Who knows? Okay, 827. I do have 2 bags of this. So let's try a full bag on here. Start testing some things out. Okay, so full bag on here has worked. Full bag has not quite filled the pot, but it is more than half. So what I'm going to do, because this has come in 2 bags, I am going to keep the other bag to the side. We'll see how many we end up with, because I can see 995 and 996 have a lot of bags. So if we end up with a bag that doesn't fill a pot and has to go excuse me, has to overflow ever so slightly into another pot, fair enough. But I think sometimes it's better to get to the end point and then decide what to do with your extras. And that can vary for me. So I do quite often, if it's a really big painting with lots of extras, I put them in these bags on a book ring, and this just hangs on the side of my little diamond painting cart. It keeps the extras out of the way, but still close. So like when I need them, really easy to grab, but they're not in my workspace. Sometimes if I only have a few bags, and they are in bags like this, then I will put them into my case and then just open them as and when I run out, because I know that that bag will fill up the one pot. If I only ended up with 3 extra bags at the end of it, then I would just fill my 3 extra pots and just be done. So it does vary by painting. Depends on what painting I have and how many extra colours. Excuse me. Sorry, I think I got that coughing bout out of me. Yeah, so quite often I decide the best way to store my extra diamonds according to how many different colours there are, how many diamonds of a certain colour they are, and how much space I have in my extra storage. And that tends to make most of my decisions. For my Heaven and Earth design, I ended up keeping all my extra packets. Oh, that was the last one I kit up that was an absolute nightmare with static, was my Heaven and Earth design kit. But my case is only tiny for that. It only has 15 colours and of course a lot more diamonds because it's a much bigger project. But since having this dryer sheet method of doing things, there's 2 different things I may do now. So I may just decide to keep going and just top it up as and when they need them, pull out my dryer sheet, you know, and deal with the bags a little bit and often. Or what I may do is get a 60 bottle case, because I have quite a few 60 bottle cases, so I can spare some, and just unbag them all and pop them all up. I did think I was going to get a 60 bottle case going and just get extras so that I can just grab them. However, I've just remembered as I've thought that, this is what I think I'm going to do. Yeah, I've just remembered that I actually have some diamonds in there that are for my next Heaven and Earth design project, because I ordered them all at the same time. Some colours do overlap, but I'm not doing my next Heaven and Earth design project straight after this one. I'm actually doing another project in between. So maybe kitting up, unbagging all of the others might not be the best option. I might just have to go with the as I go along. Right, that number 906 was a very full bag. It was the fullest bag I could see, sort of fullest bag with weight of diamonds that I could see in this lot at first, like quick glance. And they did all fit in the pot. So that's good. It looks like no matter what bag I open, it will fit in a pot. So that means what we will do, or what I will do, is anything that has a second bag, I will put it to the side and we will see how many second bags we have. If we have 3 or less, which I don't think we're going to do, but if we have 3 or less, I'll use the pots. If we have more than 3, I will just put them in my case and fill them up as and when I need to. As and when I run out. We'll find out when we get to the 900s, because that looks to be where a lot of my extras are. Though this one sneaked up on me. I didn't expect this one to appear when it did. Okay, 912. Now, I do find there is the odd diamond sticking in my dryer sheet around this mark here. I'm not sure if it's getting a little bit more worn and it's getting fluffy and the diamonds are catching on it, or not. So it may be that that's when you know your dryer sheet's done, is when it starts keeping hold of diamonds. We shall see. Oh, I know why I was looking forward to doing floral as well, because it has frosty drills in it. Anyway, I still think doing the Christmas one when everybody else is doing the Christmas one makes sense. And if I do finish this one quick, which, let's be real, that's probably not going to happen. But if I do finish this one quick, I'll be sure to kit up floral as well. Depends how much time off I get over Christmas and how much I'm diamond painting compared to quilting. So we shall definitely see how that one goes. They are very static. what I did, I found they're coming out quite nice now. And I think what it is my crease in my dryer sheet had got a little bit less of a sharp crease. So I did fold it over and make the crease sharp with my nails. Maybe that's helped. Oh, that's trash anyway. Thought I had a full diamond left in there. So maybe because I'm tapping the dryer sheet, one, to make sure the diamonds touch it. Every now and then, I think I just need to crease the dryer sheet up again, just to make sure that it gives me that nice funnel, is what we want. Okay, 955, which is this one. Maybe not. I've got two that were proper stuck then. Okay, that's another row done. Next one is 963, which is this pink, and this is where we are getting up to the other colours, and I'm going to have well more than 3 packets. Okay, 963. Let's get these in. Yeah, there's definitely some more sticking in there than were before. Okay, 963, 975. Ooh. Come on. Okay. And here we go. Here's where we start with them. So 995, we have 4 packets. So we've already got more than our 3 extra packets. So I'm just going to start putting them in my case. Out of the way. Because I am quite obviously going to have more by the time I'm finished. And I've got extra 996s as well. So it's not the only one that I'm going to have more of. These should all fit in one pot though. And they do. They fit in a bit more than the other blue, so they must spread the weight out, but a bit less than the 906 I did before. Okay, 996. So I want 3 to go in there. We've also got 4 of these. And then I'll cut off my next one. Can you see how they've jumped over the pack? So there's definitely some jumping jacks in there. And that wasn't even me bashing the side of the bag funny. At least I don't think it was. I normally can tell when I do that. Okay, 996 is done. We've got some more duplicates coming up in some more blues a bit later on. 3706. And then we've got 3706. And then the one that's got stuck is a piece of rubbish anyway. And that there is a piece of rubbish. 3708. I didn't think they had static then. I was going to try and put them straight in the pot, and then I noticed a couple sticking. Just stick with the dryer sheet, Rebecca. Just stick with the dryer sheet and be done. 3708, 3756. We're getting there. We are well more than halfway through. Got another hitchhiker. That's not the one. Let's get rid of you. It's not very often that I do that. I normally keep the little hitchhikers in, but every now and then they get on my nerves. And this is obviously one of those times. Okay, 3779, not to be confused with 3799. Too many sevens and too many nines in these two. But luckily 3799 is in my head because it's an extremely popular dark colour. So it seems to stick. Oh, seems to like being static as well. Sticking in more ways than one. Come on. Last rogue one. We've got 3818, or maybe this is where the dark green came from before. Just doing little hops, skips and jumps in the factory. So far, the couple of hitchhikers do seem to be the same colours that are in the kits, just in the wrong place. I've not found any hitchhikers of any round diamonds, just different coloured square diamonds. Three, 8, 2, 6. Right, 3843. I actually have. Is there any more there? There is another one there. So I actually have 4 packs of those. So we'll put the 3 that are connected in my case, because then it's easier for me to pull out and see which colour I need. And then we'll do this single one into the pot. 3843. Got some gorgeous blues in this. Pretty. And they all fit in the pot. It's not even like really close to the top either. Okay, 3846. We have 3, so let's cut 2 off and put them in there. And we deal with this one. I would much rather have lots of blues though than have lots of black. So I'll take it. 3846. Done. 3857. It's not surprising that we do have this many extra bags though, considering the size of the painting when it's finished. I forget that even though it's got a lot of colours, that doesn't mean that all the diamonds are going to fit in here. Oh, 3858, we have 2 as well. So let's put 1 in there. So we do have a bit of brown. I mean, it is Woodland. What's it called again? This one, it, for some reason, will not stick in my head. Woodland Winter's Tale. So there we go. We've got the Woodland with the brown and the Winter with the blue. So it kind of makes sense according to the name. That's a bit of trash. That we'd have this many. And then 3859, I've also got 2. So that can go in there. Three, 8, 5, 9. So a couple of extra bags of brown, and then I do have an extra bag of white as well, coming up in a moment. No, that doesn't go in there. Let's not put diamonds in bin. Let's just save that for the rubbish, for the packets. Come on, get out. 3860. You can tell we're nearly there now. We're at the high 38s. Then we've got 3861. And then we've just got our ABs to do. .3861. And then 3865, I have 2 bags. So 1 bag can go in there, which again goes with the theme of winter. So the colours that we've got more of definitely matching the theme, which I am not going to object to at all. While my favourite season is spring, I do get drawn to blue coloured paintings. Very much so. Right, that is all the normal diamonds, and now we have a few AB diamonds. So we have 208s. These don't look to be as static, but let's see. That one lit up perfectly fine. I'll keep my dryer sheet underneath, and then if I do end up with static problems, I can just change direction. 307. One more. 445. Loads of ABs. In. 666 AB. We've got some normal 666 as well. But ABs do have a different look to them than normal. 741. And then we have just a hint of 995 and 996 AB, which we also have. Well, we have a lot of 995 and 996 in this. So there's my 995. So it is a little bit quicker if you can pour them straight into the pots, because I would say these ABs have gone fairly quickly because I'm not dealing with static the same way. But I think in the grand scheme of things, having the dryer sheet and then putting the diamonds onto it before putting it in the pot doesn't take a huge amount more, it just takes a little bit. So if I don't have static to deal with, I'll of course go straight to the pot and save those few seconds. But if I do, then this is absolutely amazing. I'm going to keep that dryer sheet until it really does give up the ghost for working. Put my mega tray away. Put my rubbish away. Probably forget to even open that to empty it. But I'm just going to keep those ones in the top there because seriously, for the amount I've got, that's easier. So now what I need to do, is get my canvas ready to start. Now, I don't know if getting this ready is as exciting, more exciting than kitting up. I don't know. I really don't know. But I do want some Christmas cover paper, because even though this is winter, it is... Oh, see, I like that one as well. See, I like all the Christmas. Okay. Because I'm thinking I might use different ones according to where I'm sectioning off. So I am going to do it in order, though I'm very tempted to do it sort of backwards. But I do tend to do this one flat on my table, so I am going to do them in order. So, Christmas berries has no direction. Oh, see, they fit, bar that bottom row. Oh, so without one row. Ooh. So, do I line this up? Trying to make sure I don't get hold of anything otherwise. So if I line this up and actually ignore that bottom row. Now, there is also a row on the bottom, but of course when I get to the very, very end, it'll be a different, you know, there'll be that rush of completion / it won't matter as much if I do those two rows together. But if I cover up that row, then actually having my cover paper at 7.5 by 10 centimetres does actually work for this. Like, not for the whole thing, so I still need 2 pieces per one, but it does work in regards to excuse me, covering all the sticky. So if I have that as my borderline, do you know what, I might just use 2. Excuse me. Which one do I want? Right, so I've got Christmas berries. Which one do I want with Christmas berries? See, I do like that one, but I think I want a bit more colour. I think I want Christmas baubles. So, keep Christmas berries out. Trees are nice, but I've got a lot of green in that one. Tempted with cows, but I think we'll go for baubles. Excuse me. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to take that bit of care to overlap for the 2. Now, this one can overlap ever so slightly because I'd have completed this one before I start this one. But that is now my second set of 2. Overlap a bit. Because if I overlap a bit, it gives me this bigger area for this piece to stick than to end up having loads extra. And there, so that's ready for my day 1, and I'll complete those 2 borders while I'm at it. But I'm not doing day 1 yet. So we'll cover those up and put my Christmas baubles there. These, excuse me. These 2 will go in my case. So I tend to keep my cover paper packs with whatever painting I'm working on. If I've got a case for it, if not, it sits on the side in my craft room, but out of my storage. So that's there. And then what I'll then do is I'll cut this off part way. I normally do it about halfway. get my scissors in there. I still need to get another set of IKEA scissors so I can have some big scissors in here. Okay, so that is ready for my first row of 5. And what I'll do, once I've completed my first row, I will move my berries down and line up here, and then move my baubles down and put them over the top, and I will do it row by row, because then if I do need to move it out the way, or if I want to roll this up, which I probably will, in fact I might get some now. Sorry about that, another coughing fit. But I think I'm going to get a piece of pipe cleaner now, pipe lagging, because I'll probably want to roll this up to a certain point so that I can work on it on the dining table. So I have a piece that's already cut. Are you long enough? Oh, perfect. I do have a piece that's not cut, but while I happen to have a piece that is the right size that is cut, let me get it to split, because they never split it all the way. Don't do what I've done and run your finger through it, because you can get a friction burn. But we'll then pop this. Sorry, the front door's gone as well, so Lena's going a bit. Put this on the bottom, and then I can roll this up so that I can access my top row to do my day 1, and then so on and so forth. And it's also good if I do decide I want to store it rolled up after I've completed it. I can also do that. It keeps it on that, and it stops the weight of the diamonds squishing the canvas and making it too flat. So there we go. That is all ready. I've got my box with my charts. Very excited. Hopefully I will get to start on some of this in the next couple of days, hopefully. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I do apologise for my coughing, etc. But I'm running out of time, and I do need to make sure that these videos go up for you guys. So the odd little coughing fit it is. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.